What's up, Planeswalkers? Theric 6 back from the depths of hell, bringing you some more Magic the Gathering Arena. I of course, hope that you go to flip.gaming.com and use promo code 6 for 10% off on orders over $10. It's a good deal, and it helps support the show. Anyway, today we're playing... I was gonna do some combo stuff, but I want to make sure I can get the combo off, so I might do something different with that. But today we're playing Gruul Midrange. Now, this was called Gruul Aggro, and there are a couple of changes I need to make, because I'm what I like to call a Scrub Lord. But essentially, the way this deck operates is you just play good cards, and you kill your opponent with them. That's pretty much it. This deck was, and I love the fact that I have two screens now because I don't have to alt-tab. This deck was a recent 5.0 list from MTGO. It looks like it was done by Tetsubou. So that is the person I am crediting today. But yeah, it's a pretty simple, awesome Gruul. It's an aggressive mid-range deck for sure, but I wouldn't call this a Gruul aggro deck because we're running a decent number of 4-drops as well as 5-drops. So we're also running 24 lands, and typically you don't see aggro decks run 24 lands. So that's why I decided to call it a mid-range deck. And of course we have those sweet obligatory shocks and lightning strikes. We do also have some Lava Coils. Now, Lava Coil is just removal, but the thing is, it's pretty dang good removal in red, so that's why you're running at least 2 of them. 3 shocks and 2 lightning strikes are fantastic. Shocks really help early on against those super aggressive decks that are running a lot of one drops, as well as being able to reach the dome in the late game if you need it. Lightning Strike, likewise, is very helpful at defeating a little bit of that early aggression. Maybe it can even hit some larger creatures, help you trade a little bit easier, but otherwise it can still hit your opponent's dome. And it, of course, can hit Planeswalkers as well, but usually you want to hit your opponent's dome and just kill them. Now, I really like this person's list because they're running a single Direfleet Daredevil, and there are a number of good instant sorceries running around where you are almost never really sad about having this card because of the fact that even if you get nothing else, it is still a first strike creature, and it helps you block in those matchups where you're probably not likely to get that instant sorcery. But against other decks where you are likely to get that instant sorcery, the body itself isn't as important as the fact that you're going to be able to use your opponent's cards against them. 4 Growth Chamber Guardians are some of the most valuable creatures in the 2-drop slot because of the fact that they become 4/4s and they fetch more copies. Like, this card is so good and I love it. It is value incarnate. 3 Kraul Harpooners is just really well situated in the meta right now with all of the flyer decks going around. Mono blue has a bunch of flyers. Even mono white has a decent number of those annoying flying vampires. There's plenty of decks running around right now, Nivs and things, where you're going to want some flying removal, Drakes as well. So having Kraul Harpooner, which can pretty much kill all of those with like 2 creatures in your graveyard max, is totally fantastic. Also, it's a warrior, which will matter when we get to over here. 4 Zhur-Taa Goblins. It's either a 2/2 hasty dude or a 3/3 aggressive card against, or sorry, a 3/3 blocker. Against aggro, you usually, if you're playing this on turn 2, probably want to play this as a 3/3. Against control, or in situations where you just need a little extra burst damage, it's a 2/2. You just keep getting in with damage. 4 Goblin Chainwhirler. Not actually that hard to cast. We only have one land in the deck that can't produce red, and that has never come up yet, so I don't foresee it being a problem. But it does help you against the super aggressive strategies that just have a bunch of X1s on the board that are flooding the board, and it also is a 3/3 first striker. It's pretty dang good. 4 Gruul Spellbreaker. I freaking love this orc. She is not welcome in my home because she breaks things, but if I ever need some sort of bouncer or something, I call her first, because she is either a 3/3 trample haster or a 3/3 freaking or 4/4 trample with that sweet. I mean, she always has the sweet hexproof, but that hexproof is so important because against those white-based aggro decks, they can't sell you, right? You have hexproof, and on your turn, she has hexproof, so they can't kill her first and then sell you, right? So you have a really nice what is the word I'm looking for? Really nice insurance against those decks. And it also can make the aggro decks, the burn decks, a little bit more difficult in sequencing their plays because they can no longer shack you end of turn. They can't point burn spells at you at the end of turn, which is very helpful. 2 Collision Colossus. As I said, there are plenty of flying creatures in the meta right now that, if left to their own devices, can get out of control. So having that additional way to kind of just destroy them is really nice. But typically, what you're going to do with this is Colossus something. because it's a +4 and trample, you don't really care too much about the +2. It's the +4 and trample. It's real nice. It's real nice. 4, Rekindling Phoenix. One of the best mid-range creatures, like value creatures out there. I mean, it is a flyer that gets in for 4, which is nice. And if it dies, unless it gets exiled, it's coming back. It always comes back unless it's exiled. 3, Skarrgan Hellkites. I freaking love this dragon. I'm pretty sure I'm going to use the art for this for the thumbnail, but I think because of most of the important part is at the bottom, I think I might have to invert the thumbnail, and I don't know how weird that's going to look to people. I hope it's not too bad, but this card is either a 4/4 haste flyer or a 5 mana 5/5 flyer that allows you to ping like 2 damage amongst 2 things, and that's really helpful. Late game, if you're really worried about your opponent for sure is going to have some sort of attack-based removal, so Settle the Wreckage or Seal Away, then you can just hold back with your Skarrgan and just every turn, just shock them for 4 mana. That's, yeah, totally fine. Just slowly kill you. It helps you pick off stragglers. It makes blocking really difficult for your opponents. It's just an overall very value laden card. Now, here's our mana base, and as you can see, we're running 2 Guildgates, and I think the main reason for that is the fact that we don't actually have very many 1-drops. Another reason that I think that this shouldn't be considered an aggro deck. But we also want to make sure we have maximum-ish amount of red mana to make sure we can hit our Chainwhirler. Other than that, though, we have, the 4/4, and then Unclaimed Territory can pretty much help us out of any weird situation, because a large number of our creatures are warriors. Not all of them. Obviously, this is a pirate, this is a warrior, this is a berserker, this is a freaking phoenix and a dragon. But the majority of our creatures are indeed warriors, and if for some reason we're at... I'm pretty sure that is like the only thing that we'll ever need is to name warrior for Goblin Chainwhirler on turn 3. After that, since everything else in our deck makes red, other than like 1 forest, we should always have access to the mana for it, so should be fine. There is a sideboard that is here, but I will talk about that end of the game because we're only going to be playing in best of 1. Now, as I said, I did start off playing the Squee deck, so that's some of those wins were accounted for in my record down there, but I'm just going to talk about the Gruul Midrange. Parasite Bang? Did he mean to say Parasite? This is a fine hand. Against an aggressive deck, we do have plenty of removal options. The only issue, of course, is the fact that we don't have pressure for a while, and we're going second. So if this is against control, it's very possible that we're just doomed. I'm inclined to keep it, though. Just because there's stuff there, and if I do realize it's control, I will just probably start shooting the burn at our opponent's face. I really should pull that back up. Okay, cool. So it is aggro. And I'm ironically happy that it's aggro. So I think here we just play the Stomping Ground tapped. We don't really need to lose life here. And I'm totally fine if they just play like a Steamkin, because I can shock it. And I like to shock it. Left stage, darn. 2 lands, I'm fine with that though. That is very helpful. So I could shock this here, but I don't think it's... My opponent only has 3 cards left in hand. And I do have 2 lightning strikes. I have 3 Skarrgans. Jeez, alright. Need to draw some lands and or smaller creatures. So I could shock this so that they can't get another spectacle off. I think I'm going to. That might not be wise, but for what it's worth, I think that Firebrand was worth more than 2 damage, if that makes sense. So, and we do still have the Lightning Strike, so it should be fine. I was only able to play 4 games with the Gruul deck. Interesting. Unfortunately, of course, we didn't draw land, even though we do run 24. This is actually the first time I've had an issue with the mana base just not giving me lands. Is that true? It's mostly true. I did get some issues in the first game I'll talk about. But I was only able to play 4 games because of the fact that I played some Squee games as well. Cool, I'm not going to take damage here. My opponent is obviously going to be able to continue burning me end of turn. But they're essentially going to start running out of gas, right? They only have 3 cards left. If they're running, like, Risk Factor's going to hurt, as is, like, Flame of Keld, if they play that, but, we can Lightning Strike whatever creature they play here. Risk Factor, I think I just have to take the damage. Because my opponent is at 1 card left. I'm actually going to Lightning Strike them here. because I'm not sure I have long to start caring about their creatures. Plus, we drew drew a Lava Coil, which helps us. So I wonder if they're going to kill my Chainwhirler end of turn? That's interesting. I expected them to go to my face. I'm taking it. Alright. So it's bad that we missed lands up until now. Like, if one of these were a land, it would be in a much better position. But my hope, essentially, is that my opponent has just not drawn anything good. I think I do haste this, because I want my opponent to be on a... I believe this is a 2-turn clock? No, it's a 3-turn clock. Because I am at 5. Okay, that got Lava Coiled. I'm fine with a Lava Coil, because that's one more burn that doesn't come to my face. I'm fairly certain this is just a land. Once again, I'm going to haste it up. So this will put them down to 8. And as long as it lives, and I live, then they are dead next turn. Skewer me, am I dead? I'm not dead. Well, so there's no reason to play Gruul Spellbreaker here because of the fact that if they have an instant to kill me with, they're going to be able to do it in response, regardless. So, got there. Never didn't have it. Oh, goodness me. For what it's worth, the first game I'm going to talk about from practice, I won at 1 life. So that was also a game in which I kind of was getting mana screwed in the early turns, but I was able to bring it back, just drawing some lands. And that, as you can see, is what happened here. Since the top end of the deck is so powerful in and of itself, it's not too much of an issue if you're able to finally squeeze those last few lands, as long as you do it on time, as it were. Oh gosh, also, I need to say thank you to everyone who played Rock, Paper, Scissors with me. I did not expect nearly this many people to participate, and so I've talked about this a little bit before. There we go. I was really worried that I disconnected. I talked about this a little bit before, but some of the ways that the YouTube algorithm decides who to promote, like what videos to boost to the top, as it were, this is a fine hand, is engagement, and that includes comments. And that includes comments of people, like, commenting, again, like, in response. So that was awesome. I love you guys. I absolutely did not do the thing for that purpose. We're playing the Lifegain deck. I think I want to save my shocks, honestly. So, I could... So I could either Zhur-Taa Goblin... Would I make it a 2-2 or would I make it a 3-3? I think I would make it a 3-3. Then if they played into Johnny's Pridemate, I could Lava Coil them and play this. I think either way is fine, but I like the idea of getting this down as a 3-3 more. Yeah, I would just prefer it to be larger. I think after 3 turns it starts making a difference. 2 turns? I don't know. Who cares? Let's see. So I assume there's going to be a Pridemate. That is fine because I have Lava Coil. And essentially for the rest of the game, I'll be able to hold up a shock in the case that well, not this turn, but after this, I'll be able to hold up shocks if they do play a Pridemate and gain some life. Growth Chamber Guardian. Let's see. Vanguard. I'm fine with Vanguard. And another Vanguard. I am also fine with Vanguard. Cool, cool. Unclaimed. We will go ahead and just name Warrior here. And then we will tap this for mana for our Growth Chamber Guardian because we don't trust we don't trust the client to not be a troll. And once again, we'll go ahead and attack. Because screw you, I won't do what you tell me. Yeah, so I did that essentially because of the whole skit thing. I've been doing like weird things at the beginning. A lot of people seem to like them. So while I still have ideas for them, I'll keep doing them. And that's one of the ideas. I didn't expect nearly as many people to play along, but I really do appreciate it. I wanted to let you all know. Maybe one day we'll stream. I'll stream, and it's nothing but us playing Rock, Paper, Scissors. Holy crap, that would be funny. Oh god, I legit meant to shock things. I meant to shock this before Dabblage happened. That is awkward. Well, I'm gonna shock this now, I guess. I guess I probably should have shocked that. But, meh. I'm fine taking some damage. Oh, that's an intervening if? I did not know that. I didn't realize that. Okay, cool. Turns out that's fine. I'll take my turn now, thanks. I'll play a lane now, thanks. I'll attack with both now, thanks. Block me, do it. Oh my god, do it, do it, do it. They're not going to do it. Next to damage, let us use this for colorless, please. Thank you very much. And that is why Growth Shaper Guardian is the best. Because we paid 3 mana to put an additional... Like we paid 3 mana to put 2 counters on this, right? And to draw a card. Like, that's awesome. That's insane. Like, if that were a spell, it'd be damn awesome. So here, I might be able to just, like, kill them with collision in this. So let's attack. It'd be weird if this deck is running Seal Away, but, you know, if they're running it, sure, I guess. I meant Settle the Wreckage. I constantly conflate those two. Columnista Priest. Sure, that's fine. I'll get some lands out of my deck, and I still can just play Guardian and Zhur-Taa Goblin. Let's go ahead and just get 2 red sources. Let's go ahead and do one of these. Let's do green. Do this. I hate everything. Next to damage, please. I wish it just passed to damage. Like I guess I don't, because there's maybe some weird situation where you don't want that to happen, but we're just gonna do this because it gives us the most likely lethal next turn. Real strange that this deck is running Settle. This just doesn't make sense to me. Oh no, I've gotten more cards than they have. I was very confused. I was like, did they have fewer cards? Am I going to attack with both again? I guess so. I'm gonna attack with both again. So yeah, let's go ahead and attack. Another Settle? In the top 13 cards? Ruh-roh. I mean, I'm gonna activate this because I need to have another creature. What? Why is this deck winning Settle? I mean, I guess for this reason. Let's see, that's 8 damage. I guess if I attacked with just one of them... Yeah, I guess if I attacked with just one of them, I would have been able to, still just kill my opponent, but whatever. It's fine. Whatever, it's fine, it's fine. Really should get to these games here. Alright, so... The first one was against Mono Green. And, I missed some lands for a little bit. You don't get to gain life. I missed some lands for a bit. I guess I should have waited, shouldn't I have? Yeah, I technically should have waited, but I don't think it's gonna matter. But yeah, I missed lands for a little bit, and then I was able to stabilize with a combination of 4 power creatures, essentially. You know, I had access to, I think, 2 Gruul Spellbreakers, 1 Phoenix. I'm trying to remember. I think I had a 5/5 Skarrgan Hellkite instead of a 4/4 Haster. Take action. Get this. Attack in. Hope my opponent isn't holding another removal spell. Okay, they didn't block. We're going all in, baby. Really hope they don't have removal for this. Because we're going all in. We're going whole hog. And we got there going whole hog. Oh, yeah. Somebody give me a hell yeah. That's my best Stone Cold Steve Austin impression. It's essentially just a slightly muted Randy Savage. Somebody give me a hell yeah. But yeah, so they luckily never got a Ghalta out. I think that would have been a little bit... I feel like Steve Diggler is a gross name. This is a bad hand. But I'm glad that they didn't get that out. This is a fine hand. This is a... No, I would rather just make sure I can get the land so I can play out my Chainwhirlers, especially if this is mono... I don't want to play against mono blue. I'm blue, dabba dee. Well, I feel like I should kill... Fuck! Oh! Why is it this card exactly? Oh, we only had one other card. I guess the basic force. We had 2 lands in the deck that would have messed us up. Fudge. I can lightning strike this now. Gonna play a Zhur-Taa Goblin. I don't think attacking them with this, like, this route is correct. And because I don't have this, if I had a basic land, or if I had a land I could play untapped to play a Chainwhirler, I would do this end of their turn, right? And then if this gets countered, then this is less likely to get countered. And fuck it, god dang it, I don't know if that was correct. I hate blue. I hate mono blue. I don't hate blue. I'm fine with blue, but I freaking hate mono blue, man. It's awful. Yeah, I won that game against mono green. I won. Storm Tamer, sure. Dude, play another 1-drop. No, play another 1. Fuck off. Am I going to take 3 Dabblage? They're gonna play Essence Capture. I just fucking know it. Oh, I'm waiting on the Essence Capture. Oh my gosh, it resolved. Nope, play this. Alright. You play around things. And then you get screwed by doing it. If you're curious, since I realized I'm doing this, this is a folder. This is where I keep my my crappy Planeswalker collection that I haven't actually like kept updating for a while since I didn't have the finances to. But I'm going to get back at it at some point. But this is like my favorite thing that's in there. It's a special Garrick. Okay, so my opponent has a counterspell, right? Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and cast this Chainwhirler. Do I attack with the Zhur-Taa Goblin first? I guess so. I can't block those things in the air anyway. And maybe my opponent's gonna be tempted to flash something in or something. I don't know. I mean, they seem to have something that they can do, which implies it's not a counterspell thing. Okay, so that's nice. We're gonna go and do this. Well, boys, we got him. I love that meme. Oh my gosh, are you serious? Oh my gosh! We beat the mono blue deck? Wow. I'm so happy. And the base keeps running. I need to shut up and finish this. We won against mono red. We seem to do totally fine against mono red because our creatures are just like too large. We can absolutely... I've played against you, Petrodon. I remember your name. I remember that face that I looked at as I crushed your larynx and heard the last breath you ever took. I remember you. Do you remember me? What? I'm losing my mind. Go play one of these. We went against Is It Drakes and we were doing well, and then they played a Drake into a Drake into a Drake into a Drake, and I died. This matchup, I think I want... I think that this person is playing Sakdos. So I think I just want a Hasty Goblin. I just want to pressure them. I think my opponent's playing Sakdos. I think that's what Petrodon plays. Or not. Fuck. Well, we have a large number of cards in the deck that can deal with this. I probably should have attacked first. Okay. Phoenix. Right, I have 4 Phoenix. I have 3 Harpooners. I have 2 Lightning Strikes, 2 Shocks, and 2 Lava Coils. Any of those will be able to deal with this, except for the fact that my opponent now has a counterspell open. Fudge. Crap. Crap. I'm fine with that. I'm less fine with this, but I'm technically fine with it. I guess we just Spellbreaker here. Gotta go fast. And I'm just gonna try to kill my opponent. So they're already down to 8, right? So, I mean, next turn I can play Skarrgan. I would probably put Skarrgan at as a 5. I mean, my opponent, if it resolves, I mean, they probably have like a Rest Contempt. Ugh, I don't know. And then the last game that we played in practice was against Mono Red, and we crushed them. So that's that. Alright, so we know they have something decent because they decided not to take a Goblin, and the Goblin could have been a 3/3. What are you buying? Fuck off. Well, at least this will resolve, right? So if I attack in here and get 2 damage through, they go down to 6. That's probably just not enough. So I think I just have to pass the turn here. Oh, gosh. Oh, that early Thief of Sandy when I didn't have an answer, when I have a ton of answers in the deck, was really frustrating. I really should start looking back at the camera instead of over here to my face. So it should be like this. Fudge. Fudge. I'm like, my Skarrgan Hellkite probably is going to die to like a Rest's Contempt. Man, that uncontested Thief of Sandy fudged me, dude. But if I draw a land, then I can play like Growth Chamber Guardian and activate Hellkite.
You're just fuel for the fires. No fire.
Oh, that's fine.
No steel.
Yeah, sure. I don't care about that. What? Yeah, that's fine. You get nothing from me. I'm playing pretty much an entirely creature deck. You ever see water burn? I would not hate a Reachy Boy. Not a Reachy Boy. So here, so I can kill the Thief of Sandy, attack in. They might trade the Hellkites. I get through for 5 Dabblage. Well, I could play another spell. Oh, no, I have to ping the damn thing. Damn. Fudge. We killed this. Yes, submit it. It's possible that what I'm doing here is entirely incorrect. But I think I have to just ignore the Angrath. Like, I can kill these. God damn it. If I attack face, I might put them down to 3, and then they trade those, and then my opponent steals my Spellbreaker. It dies. They have the ability to play another thing. Next turn I can play a Spellbreaker. Maybe I could top deck another Zhur-Taa. Go down to... They'd be at 3, so... Lightning Strike also kills them. I think the correct answer is just attack their face. I really do. I think we just gotta try and finish it off with a Smork. Yeah, they're taking the trade. I think that's the correct decision. I assume that my opponent is going to go ahead and use his Angrath to steal my Spellbreaker. That's something I expected. The question is, what do they play here from their hand? Also, ever see water burn? No fire, no steel. My voice isn't as deep, so I have to give it a little bit of that rasp. My name is Angrath, and I have 2 daughters. I love them. No, it's Angrath with other Planeswalker voice lines. We're not done yet. Let's see. I don't remember like any other Planeswalker voice lines. Because Angrath's the best. Oh. It's just Angrath and Teferi, because Teferi's annoying as hell. What is it? Time to slow things down. No, that's not good. Time to slow things down. Fuck off, mate. Don't play another creature. Do not play another blocker. All right, boys. I think we play the Harpooner first, because we can attack in with the Spellbreaker, put them down to 1. No, Fuck. I have to play around so many different answers, and I don't know which answers they have. Just counter this. Please. I want you to counter this. What? Everybody have fun tonight. Everybody have fun. Everybody kill your opponents tonight. I legit almost pressed, I should have killed Angrath. I legit almost pressed freaking +1/+1 counter. I like this deck. It's not bad. Not bad. I mean, it did go 5-0, so. I'm thinking that, once rotation oh, I need to, yeah, I'm gonna talk about the sideboard in a bit. But I think once rotation happens eventually, I'm gonna try and have, like, designated days for things. Because there's definitely gonna be, like, at least 2 decks that I'm going to want to play, in the like, plus arena, or standard plus, or whatever the heck they want to call it. I'll talk about that in a second. So, 1 additional Shivan Fire, this, I assume, is for pretty much any deck where there are creatures that you want to kill early. Like a Thief of Sanity, and mono white aggro, and mono blue, and mono red. Bring that in. It's real helpful. It's really nice against Drakes as well, just because of the fact that if they're the Pteramander / Goblin Electromancer versions, you can kill those 2 early, and it's not a dead card against the Phoenixes later on, or the Drakes later on. 2 Shaper's Sanctuary. This is if you're sideboarding against a lot of control that uses single target removal, right? This is something that you just play early on. You know, you maybe take out things like Lava Coil if you don't expect them to have very many creatures, and you can easily just side these in for your 2 Lava Coils, right? You play it early. If they end up targeting something of yours, then you get a little bit of value, so that's helpful. Additional Direfleet Daredevil. It just works in the same place as it works against other decks. Very value-based mid-range decks that have good instant sorceries, as well as against like control decks. 2 more Lava Coils, I assume just for the Drakes decks. Any deck where the exile is very helpful, you know, Sultai midrange, what I should probably be calling Wet Golgari. Because that's what it is. It plays like Hydro Krasis, but those are the places you bring those in. 4 Cindervines. This card's real good. I don't know why I censored myself there and not the rest of the video. Whatever. Cindervines, it makes spell heavy decks just hate their lives. Against Drakes and not Phoenix. Well, yes, Phoenix, but usually they're the same deck. Mono blue and control. Cindervines just is a headache. And what's really nice is that you can sacrifice it, destroy a target artifact or enchantment, and deal 2 damage to that player still. So you can get rid of things like Wilderness Reclamation. You can get rid of things like Ixalan's Binding, that's binding like your Phoenix or something. You can get rid of Curious Obsessions, things like that. So you can just really punish those. I was going to say it's stupid, but those annoying decks for playing a bunch of non-creatures, right? That's where it comes in handy. And you could probably honestly get away with running these somewhere against the mono-red matchups, just for the fact that the burn deck plays a lot of burn. Against mono-white, you shouldn't play this, because they're more creature-heavy. But against, like, burn, you could side this in for maybe 2 of your Skarrgan Hellkites, just because this is something that you can do a little bit early on. It does deal with in Flames of Keld, as well as the coffee shop. So, very, very good card. I really need to play more with it, because it unfortunately is mostly a sideboard card, but I'm going to try and see if there's any decks that are running around right now that play these in the main deck, because I really do like this card. 1 Sorcerer Spyglass, because screw you, Planeswalkers. 2 Fire Kynonade, because screw you, mono white, mono blue, and mono red. And of course 2 Vivian Reeds, because we want more value against those value mid-range decks and control decks. Oh gosh. Alright, well, I'm going to chat real quickly about the things that I'm thinking about doing once rotation happens. Now, for those of you who don't know, when the fall set comes out, which I don't think we know what the fall set is yet, but when the fall set comes out this autumn, we will experience a rotation in which a decent number of the sets in Standard are going to no longer be legal in Standard, and Wizards has said that they are going to have some sort of arena modern, Standard plus, I like to call it Colosseum, because this is an arena, and I thought that a non-rotating format should be called something like Colosseum, because it's cool, it makes sense, it's a fun name. That's going to happen where we're going to be able to play with at least the cards that are in Standard now, plus whatever else comes forward. My hope is that they go all the way back to Shadows over Innistrad, because those cards are in the game, right? They're not available in the game, but neither are the Kaladesh cards, and those were definitely programmed in the game, right? Those Amonkhet and Kaladesh cards are still in the program files, and actually people on Reddit have found a thing called Arena Modern with Shadows over Innistrad to now in there. So I really hope that that is a thing, because I love zombies. Shadows over Innistrad gives me zombies, as does Amonkhet, and then Kaladesh has a really fun combo deck that I want to play. So my plan is to have like one day of the week during the weekend have their specialty format, whatever it is that's new on the weekend, and then I would want to have just a draft, like a limited format type thing on the other day of the weekend, and then that gives us 5 more days, right? So I would want to do 2 standard decks of, like, quote unquote my own creation, and then 2 days of the Colosseum decks, like the standard plus decks, and then that last day I would want to be a spike deck, right? Something that is meant to be good, meant to be very strong. I don't know if I play this in best of 3 or best of 1 still, but it's something that is meant to just be a strong, powerful deck that I showcase for people, and so that it's something that maybe they can grind with if they already have plenty of packs and plenty of cards and stuff, and they're just looking for something to grind those ranks out. That's something that I want to do. And of course, this like stretches out my content a little more, and it actually makes it a lot less straining on me, because there'd be so much more to work with, right? Instead of just being like, oh gosh, I need to find a cool standard deck today, right? It becomes, well, these are the things I want to fall back on, and what I might end up doing, honestly, because of how, and I don't know if I'll do this for sure, but because of how like spread out that would be, is one of the standard decks, the standard day decks of those 2, one of them is a new deck, and then one of them is one of the decks I have in my rotation, right? So if I still am playing things like Nicol Bolas and Sultai, Muldrotha, well, by then I think Muldrotha might be gone, but she might still be here, I'm not sure. Things like Muldrotha and zombies and stuff like that, then I might have that be one of those days, and then a different of those days be a completely new deck, and then in the Colosseum format, Standard Plus, I would have something like those super old zombie style decks, or the dumb module combo deck, because I freaking love that deck so much. So that's something that I'm thinking about doing. Absolutely, please let me know in the comments what you guys think of that, if you have any suggestions on what exactly you want to see, because there are a lot of things that I want to do, and there's only so many like days of the week, and I cannot, at least for right now, like double upload. During the summer, I might do some double uploads and have like EDH stuff be secondary uploads instead of primary like they have been. But for right now, that's how it's going to be. And I really, really want your guys' input. And I'm going to put in the comment section, same thing I did last time, essentially with the rock, paper, scissors thing. I'm going to put a question there essentially saying, what do you all think of my my weekly layout type thing and stuff like that. So I would of course like to thank my lovely patrons, especially Salamander and Croft, for their continued support. If you'd like to join them and support the channel, you'll find links to that down in the description below, as well as I don't know, I constantly say as well as links to the Discord server where we chat and play games, and people make fun of me sometimes, which is fine. As well as the art for Tyler Walpole. He is a cool dude, and he makes magic art. He also makes comics and stuff. Check him out. He's a cool dude. That's all you need. Check him out because he's a cool dude, damn it. I do, of course, hope you enjoyed this video as I did. If you did, go and tap that like button, add a subscription to Mandipool, cast a comment in the comment section down below, pass the turn and the video to some of your friends, and until next time, all will be one. I'm going to go back under my table now because it's nice down there.